Welcome to Friday Fandemonium for for June 14th, 2024. My usual lame audio check is good. Why is my resolution kind of low? I don't know. Quality 720. Okay, so it just looks blurry in StreamYard. You know, it looks blurry in StreamYard, but it looks 720p on YouTube, which is what I guess you get out of StreamYards, right? So we're okay there. Although it just seems, I don't know. Whatever. We'll work on that. So Jacob will not be with us today. A horrible team of raccoonitos have attacked him. He's holed up in his cabin as they launch tornado after him with their terrible raccoonito breaths at him. Our prayers are with Jacob, however, but he has weathered the storm of the raccoons before, but now the raccoonitos don't know. I'm umming again. Stop the umming, man. Okay, so what do we got this week? There are no unboxings. I'm umming again. I'm umming. Stop umming. There are no unboxings. I'll give you an update on one of my. I ordered some comics on May 5th from Ron's Comic Club, which always been reliable to me, and they did the usual thing of mailing it to me. And I think I mentioned this before. They gave it to the U.S. Post Office. It disappeared to the bowel of the post office. So I talked about before. You have to wait a month to a little over a month to. Then you could then they could the originator of the mail could start an investigation and put an insurance claim in. So I sent an email to Ron's Comic Closet. Ron answered. He's going to do that. He said he opened a check, like a mail search, and he's also going to, if worst comes to do an insurance file, so I'll get my money back, basically. Presuming it's lost. Right? So there's that. Yaira number 1 should be here today. He is not here yet, so I can't unbox it here. I'll probably wait a week and do it next Friday just to show it off, So there's that. I'll have another comic shipment on Friday for sure. My regular monthly from Things from the World. I don't do a lot of comics, only 4 comics in there, but and I will do. I gotta order some comics. I gotta get not my paycheck. It's kind of regular. I want to order a couple of comics. I gotta go through my Things from the World and see what's new and what's old. Pops is also gonna be sending me some comics too, so that'll be showing up. It'll be a while before I get any new books, just because I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to read. I don't want to, especially as I'm hoping to move at the end of the year. So I'm only going to buy some new books if I'm going to read them this year, right? And so there's a lot of stuff going on in real life that are some a little scary, some a little not scary, but a complex series of maneuvers I must accomplish by the end of the year. Right? So we'll see how that goes. I'll give you updates on that as the year goes on. What else we got going on? It's 3:03. Hey Dempsey, how you doing, my friend? Dempsey is our musician. If Dempsey, if you send me the link to, actually no, it should be on his YouTube channel. Let me check it out. The question is Dempsey's. Dempsey, what is the name of your YouTube channel where you post your music so I can share it out there? Yeah, he dropped a cool song a few weeks ago. But I'm totally motivated, but anyway, it's all good. I'm thinking of starting to do. I have a couple other brand channels I help use. I'm thinking of doing a little bit of political commentary. Okay, let's see if we could find it so I could share it out. Okay, not there. There's a gaming channel called Drunkenpoet. It's not you. Dempsey, send me a link to something, to one of your channel or a song, because I was searching for like Dempsey and Drunkenpoet, and it's giving me like something that's not you. I'm getting like mixed martial arts guys. Okay, so anyway, and I'll share it out, and you know, what else? I did the again. Oh, so my review. I'm finally back. My review of Greyhound is up. That's a 2020 World War II film about the Battle of the Atlantic. I do have a link, information about the Battle of the Atlantic and about and things below. So you don't have, if you want to read more detail than the movie provides. No one's real. So that's up as of this morning. Really enjoyed that movie. Right after this video, I'll be doing my predictions for Clash of the Castle, which is a WWE premium event. Let me first let me show. There we go. It's funny. It shows up in the chat in StreamYards before it ever shows up on YouTube. YouTube slash at. Let's try just Drunkenpoet. Oh, because you spelled it that way. That's why. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the link to Dempsey's channel. There you go. So if people watch the live stream, repeat the live stream, they'll get the link. I'll put it in my let me put it in my edit. Dempsey's music. Dempsey's music. I learned how to spell, it'll be better. So Dempsey, I put it in your. Also put it in the description below, so if someone will catch it on the replay. Okay, so let's get on to the topics we're going to talk about now. Now, we'll do the first thing. We'll do a couple articles. So this is about just some guy. He's a regular YouTuber. One of the many people I follow, and I'm not the only person who has the same thoughts on Furiosa. That the reason Furiosa flopped is not because it's a girl boss movie or woke or whatever, which is not woke at all. It's because mainly it came out 8 years too late, and in this era of so if you want to read someone else's take on it, which is similar but slightly from my own, that's what this article is about. So let's just highlight here. Just some guy points out that Furiosa also suffers from being released almost 10 years after Mad Max Fury Road, with the film far and so far in the rear view. How clear it is, the format is too late to the finish line. It came out way too late to measure the life of it. And I want to point out that as critically accepted as Fury Road was, it only made like $200 million. It was not a mega blockbuster. Yeah, it grossed 380 million worldwide. I think 150 million or 200 US. Right. Yeah. So important. So he has a pretty he is similar to my take. Okay, I don't want to belabor it. But now on to some negative news. Well, positive in a sense. Yeah. I agree there, Dempsey. It's I don't understand. I mean, George Miller is making these films in his own time, right? Like like Fury Road. He was working on Fury Road for like 15 or 20 years. Before he finally said, "Oh, let's take it down and film it." So he's obviously working on his own timetable, and I'm a fan of the legendarium he is creating. I want to see other characters in that setting. I understand there's a crossover with Mel Gibson fans. Like maybe we'll find out. I've heard a lot of good things about the movie that it fits in line with the Mad Max universe of movies and all that. So I have not been able to see it yet. Um, so what was I going to say? I'm a fan of the legendarium he's creating. I understand that's a niche market. Maybe you can only do pay $50 million for a movie and make 100 million of profit on it, so to speak. Like maybe he has to do a lower budget than he did for Fury Road and for Furiosa. But yeah. So we'll see. I was talking. Oh, so I was talking with regards to Doctor Who. So I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and in my head, I always say Doctor Who was canceled when Peter Capaldi failed to regenerate successfully and just died. We'll also say something like, "Well, while they're filming Regeneration, Britain sank into the ocean and thus removing Doctor Who from the Earth," because it's been garbage, hot garbage for the past couple of years. All the woke crap and woke control, everything you think they did bad to Star Wars or Marvel, they did to Doctor Who 6 years ago, and but you think when they can get worse? No, now they're just out and out making a character that was heterosexual gay. Okay, so there's and this article is that Russell T Davies is apparently perplexed as to why it's struggling. Which sometimes I think. Well, no. See, the thing of Dempsey is this would have been the season even if Disney wasn't involved. You got to remember that the BBC wokeified Doctor Who, like years and years ago, Chris Chinballs. So this season was happening the way it was before Disney got involved at all. You know, so Bad Wolf Studios was bought by Disney. Probably Russell Davies, when he got the Doctor Who contract, right, that boosted the sale price for him. But they were going to do this anyway. Yeah. In the face of actual concrete evidence to the audience's declining interest in the series, Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies has admitted the series' current ratings are far from where he would like them to be. And here's our rating of starts at 2.1, 2.6, episode 1, 2.6 overnight, 4 million, 7-day. Look at you can see the steady decline. Double score 2.2, 3.1, 7-day. Episode 3, then for similar drop off. Episode 4, the pickup because Davies himself, I believe, came back and wrote it. Then we go back to the decline with the following episodes, and you can see the pattern. Yeah. So maybe this is going to be his wake up call because Davies and most of us who are fans of Doctor Who expected some leftist leaning stuff. Captain Jack was a bisexual character. We all loved Captain Jack as a character. There had been gay characters before in Doctor Who. We were cool with it. It was the nature of Britain into more left leaning society, and whatever. But they couldn't have what was good. They had to ruin it. Just had to fucking ruin it. speaking of failed diversity, so this article points something interesting out that the female, even the, like they're trying, like Disney is a boys brand, right? So not Disney, Star Wars is a boys brand with the toys and all that, right? And so Kathleen Kennedy, one of her claims is actually trying to get a female perspective in Star Wars, so more girls like it or whatever, you know. Um, really the whole woke thing, whatever, right? But turns out that even the female fans prefer the original trilogy, the prequels, the first two seasons of The Mandalorian, and they hate all the Disney stuff. Well, you got to remember, Dempsey, that Doctor Who in Britain has always been like what we call the Conservative Party in Britain, the Tories. They're really more like the old school liberal Democrats in the U.S., right? So their society has been left of center, right, for 30, 40 years now. And so Doctor Who has always been less like in America, it would be considered a left leaning program. You know, the old Doctor Who, you know, not even the woke Doctor Who. The woke stuff was just this cultist destruction of of the topic. But here we go. Even we see over here, did Disney, even the target audience of Kathleen Kennedy's claims of what she's doing with Echo and with Ray and all that is actually, they don't want that. They want the male stuff. They want the stuff that guys are interested in. You know, season 1, 2 of The Mandalorian, the Lucas movies, and all that. You know, so this is interesting here, and they have actual data, right? According to new data, it appeared that the female audience for Marvel and Star Wars prefers movies and shows like Loki, The Mandalorian, and George Lucas films rather than products specifically targeted at them. Then they go on to mention Echo is the least watched show among demographic, that's women. This is a scatter plot, basically. And here, Marvel and Star Wars overall more male skewing. Data comes from Paramount Analytics, who recently charted about demographic distribution of Star Wars and Marvel franchises. The data overwhelmingly revealed that both Marvel and Star Wars are male skewing, and the Star Wars particularly is more male skewing watched by an older audience. Yeah. I've been watching Dempsey. I've been watching Doctor Who since I was like 4 years old. I'm one of the few people alive who can probably say they've seen many, if not all, of the lost episodes because they aired on PBS here back in the 70s. You know, but there's the again. So back to here. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Disney, Marvel, female audience, male audience. Okay, so yeah. So two more articles. Then I have one other thing to talk about. So I periodically discuss this, the coming end of the copyrights on certain long-term properties, right? Like I mentioned that the Tolkien Jared Tolkien's writings begin entering the public domain around 2037 or so, right? Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman all begin to enter the public domain in the 2030s. Now, for those who understand, this doesn't mean that Superman becomes completely public domain in the 2030s. The earliest copyrighted parts of Superman become public domain, like his name, the fact that he can leap high buildings and all that. Like he didn't learn to fly until the Fleischer cartoons, which were about 7, 8 years later. So that aspect of Superman is going to be still copyrighted. Likewise, his Kryptonian origin was initially. So as each element of Superman comes up, that's bit by bit. Same thing with Batman, and Wonder Woman. Bit by bit, they're going to come in the public domain. So you'll see a lot of knockoffs with the comics and whatever with those names but which have nothing resembling those actual characters, starting in like the mid 2030s and stuff. You know? And lastly, a little bit of tech. So this is I have been mentioning this repeatedly. Okay, so I'm not saying I'm the foremost person in the country on it, but this AI thing, we have no laws governing AI. Like we need laws that like make it that lock down the use of AI, that make it that put limits on what it can be for. Because it's like, do we not see enough science fiction where this AI wrecks us? Do we not read Dune? Do we not watch the early Terminator movies when they were good? Or Colossus, the Forbidden Project, the Forbidden Project, sorry, a really good anti-AI movie from like the 50s. It's and Elon Musk is taking a very active point of view, and rightly so. Basically, he has said if Apple puts OpenAI into its OS, he's going to ban Apple devices from his company, and that's perfectly fine because I would do if there was any AI built in any device, I would ban them from my company. Now the thing is, it may matter because he has enough individual market share to to control, to dictate that Apple might actually not put this in their in their phones. So hopefully they'll be pushed back. Hopefully the same thing with Google. I know Google wants to integrate their AI into their Android OS as well, and I don't want that. I'm tempted to go back to an actual flip phone if well, I only can get text messages and phone calls if AI starts getting built into phones. I don't want something on my phone that could become sapient, which it can, and begin whatever. So those are my articles. Oh yeah, he's right. Elon's right about a lot of things. I mean, he's not right about everything. There's always issues, but he's right about a lot of stuff. And on technology issues, especially, this guy is a genius, and he sees the future. So those are my pre-planned articles. I will now do my usual look around for some random articles, and then I have one more thing I want to highlight, which is really cool. So it's 3:23. So this will probably be about a 45-minute show, I'm thinking, which is fine because honestly, I don't feel too great this week. I feel better. My leg injury, oh my God, guys. There are injuries like if I had a sore shoulder or whatever, I could work through that. This leg injury, like if, let's make me big. So let's say these are my legs, right? Here's my crotch. My right leg, right? The muscles you would use if you were say standing in place and like lifting your leg, it's not a muscle. Somewhere in here, a tendon or a ligament got popped. I was laying in bed because obviously I'm disabled. I have obesity issues. So even when I'm laying down, because I have to lay down to control swelling, I always try to flex my legs to do some exercises with them, right? So I was laying down and I felt something pop in there. Not a pop, like a boom, and it's intense pain. And it was about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks. And at first I thought I had to go to the hospital because the pain was so bad I couldn't move the leg. But I toughed my way through it because it turns out it was hurting and stiff, but it wasn't weak. And that's when I realized it had to be a strain or a sprain, And now it's about 4 to 5 weeks later, and it's probably 50 to 60% better, right? So, but it is such a painful thing to have, Don't get old, guys. Just don't get old, What was I going to say? So let's do the random articles. Okay, let's get rid of these extras. So we'll look around and get some random articles, hopefully 3 or 4 of them. Let's check out Radio Times. Now I know people are a fan of the Grand Tour, which is so apparently there's going to be a final episode for those people. Oh, I've been advertising Dempsey for quite a while. So that's interesting. Not that I want to talk about it, but that's interesting to note. I don't watch it. Oh, I can't play the video. I'll show it. I'll show it off. Like I won't play it because I'll get copyright struck. So now I am not I listen to Baby Metal. I enjoy Baby Metal's work. Right, they're entertaining, and I love I love the sort of that leg almost went off on me. Sorry that. Eh, but I've never really become a follower of Electric Callboy. Right, they're kind of like I don't know, what do you call them, a sort of rock metal screamo thing or whatever. I don't know. But this song they put up, Ratatatatata, or as they pronounce it, Ratatatatata, you know, it is so catchy. It's amazing. I can't play it because I'll get copyright struck, but I will say, you guys, um, go check it out. Even if you're not a big Baby Metal fan or Electric Callboy fan, this one track by them, you'll be hear it in your head, So that's that. So let's go back to the music reviews. By the way, I'm thinking of getting lapel mics. So what I currently use, if you guys can see it, it's gonna come up hopefully. Yeah, it's this, right? And it's a good mic. It's $25. Salt Detector C and Zach's helped me get it. But because of audio, I think I want a lapel mic because I have a laptop that should be able to let me do some at least live streaming, which will take some pressure off of my health issues, right? So, and also I think it'll help with sometimes I fade out as I lean back from the microphone, which is a more comfortable way to sit for me, especially with the leg injury, So I might experiment with the lapel mics. Bloody Bounty in the comics. Yeah, I found this interesting. I saw this a few days ago. I think I meant to put it in my articles to review, but forgot. So Hasbro, apparently someone. Okay, so for those who don't know, Power Rangers is I guess you would say, a world branding of, like, it's a spin-off of the Super Sentai shows in Japan, right? So they take these Sentai shows and they redub them, get American actors for the non-costume scenes, and have the Power Rangers. And it's a big toy brand, okay? But Hasbro, apparently, someone at Hasbro bought them without the permission of Hasbro's leadership. But Hasbro has been in the process of wokeifying and destroying the brand since they got it, right? So there's, just bear in mind. I just find it funny that now they don't want it after they've begun to destroy it with their wokeness. Oh, that's this. This is the article I was talking about. Um, 3:30. Let's do one more article. Hopefully, let's go with a wrap. I already talked about AI. I think my headset just turned off. Yeah, that's fine. I'll deal with that later. I'm not listening to anything right now. I'm just used to doing the shows on the headset because of other people talking. But it's just me. It's not a big deal. Let's go to cover. Yeah, I think that's it. I think maybe we'll geek. Let's go to Geek Town. Okay, so we're going to do the last topic. So I found this by random. I don't know how long this channel has been around. Okay, they only have 100,000 subscribers, so I would strongly urge everyone to subscribe to them. I'll give the link here. And why would you subscribe to them? Well, let's look at their live streams. This channel has all these ongoing live streams. For example, Mask, which is I'm going to do this and see if I can do it without getting copyright. Obviously, I want to put down. This is the Mask cartoon, and this is streamed at 24 hours a day. That cartoon, right? And then if you go over to has a Kamen Rider channel, the Super Sentai channel, which is where Power Rangers came from. They have a Godzilla films channel. Just the original Godzilla. I'm not going to stay there too long. I don't want to copyright struck. They have a King Kong channel. I mean, there's only 5 films that we shown, but they're streaming all of that. Sonny Chiba. All of Sonny Chiba's movies are streaming. If you haven't seen Sonny Chiba, people call him the Japanese Bruce Lee. In a lot of ways, his early career is like that. They have another Godzilla channel, a Jackie Chan channel. So, they have several Ultraman channels, and these shows, all these channels do is they stream these shows and movies. Yeah, well, that's the cartoons, but Conroy, hey, welcome, Conroy. But they have more than the cartoons. They have Ultraman, Godzilla, the Sentai shows like Kamen Rider and Jackie Chan. They have multiple Jackie Chan movie marathons going along, and I believe they're constantly adding stuff. Obviously, they have how many right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 active live streams with all this cool stuff. And I'm pretty sure they have other no, more than that. I missed the top. So I missed Speed Racer. They have a Speed Racer one going. The Kung Fu and Karate movie marathon list going. This is I think this is Enter the Dragon. I'm 90% sure that's Enter the Dragon. Yeah, no, not Enter the Dragon. Okay, that's Jackie Chan and Danny Aiello. So that's Police Story, maybe. Sorry about that. But so sometimes I'll be chilling out, laying in bed or whatever. I'll just throw these on there and watch random 25 minutes or an hour of a movie. And I own all the Godzilla films and all the kaiju movies on Blu-ray. In some cases, 4K. So I'll watch that at home. But sometimes I'll put it on there just to watch a random half an hour and be surprised. So this thing to me is gold. This TokuShoutSu, it's called, is gold. It's the best thing on YouTube in years. So that's basically my show. We obviously did a half an hour today. Jacob, I gotten used to having a guest, so that's probably why the show is a little short. So what do I got coming up? Jacob he's not here today, but we reviewed the True Grit, the original, this past Tuesday on his channel. That was a great stream. This weekend, Tuesday, we're reviewing Speed. I'll be on that one. I'm not always on Jacob's Tuesday show. I think after Speed, I won't be on again until July with Alien, I think, right? So There's that. I have my review of Greyhound is up since this morning. And is not being copyright blocked at all. Because Apple will give you copyright notice, but allow you to play it. And I guess because they accept that the promotion is they're being promoted, right? So I'm gonna get back to reviewing my TV shows I've been reviewing, which are Sharp. I'm up to season 4, episode 1. Gotta watch that. Horatio Hornblower, the 1990 series. I'm gonna start that, and a TV series called what was it called? The Fantastic Journey. It's from the 1970s. I forgot about this show when I was a kid, but it's a sci-fi horror. It's only ran 10 episodes, but the first episode was remarkably good, so I want to review that one. So I'll have those 3 ongoing reviews. From is coming back, so I'll probably have that'll be ongoing and then sometime this summer. So that's what I'm working on. I'll be on Roman Empire's channel weekly reviewing Acolyte, which is garbage, a total freaking garbage. And so that's what I got going on. Now I'm udding. Welcome back, Dempsey. Yeah, you missed the last bit part of the show. I was talking about this cool TokuShoutSu channel. Yeah. Dempsey, if you want to go back, I don't know if you were listening to the 15 minutes, but this TokuShoutSu that I have on the screen, it's the best thing on YouTube in years. They have live streams of all sorts of stuff, like Jackie Chan movies, all the Super Sentai shows, Kamen Rider, King Kong. They have a King Kong live stream channel. They have a Kung Fu Karate movie marathon channel. The TV show Mask is up there now. Apparently they have Alf. I guess the Japanese Alf. They went to another studio. Thousand Year Blood War. Honestly, it's almost over. This. Like, how much could they stretch the story out? There's like maybe one more season of it. And honestly, the final arc of Bleach was subpar. Okay, it was. I understood that Kubo was getting tired of drawing it and tired of writing it. But for essentially to no sell all of the characters and make them all irrelevant except for Ichigo Aizen and. Okay, let me grab it. Okay, I got it up there, Dempsey. Let's read it together. Okay, so Perot's new division, Perot Films. Okay. An interview with Men's No, translated on X by Asaki blah blah blah. The producer of Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, mainly talked about his experience producing a comedy show, whatever. I don't know how much it's going to quality is going to increase, to be honest, because the story. I mean, I don't know, Dempsey. I'm sure they'll improve it, but how many? At most, there's 2 seasons left. If you ever read the manga of it, right? There's at most 2 seasons left of this story. Okay, and I don't want to spoil it, but spoil it for the 20-year-old, 15-year-old Bleach manga. Okay, A lot of us are highly disappointed in the final arc because all these awesome, the Hell arc, yeah, the Hell arc was kind of stupid too, to be honest. But all this awesome stuff, these characters are complex. Obviously Bleach is about the staging of the fights and all that, but they all get hand wiped away. It comes down to Ichigo, Aizen, and Urahara with a cosmic mind fuck, basically. I mean, no. The anime is its own canon, okay? And not the anime is not Bleach canon is the manga, okay? The anime is its own canon, Dempsey. So, and especially for Bleach because no, I get what he said, but in other words, the anime is its own thing, meaning it is not secondary to the manga's canon anymore. It's now a separate canon, so that's fine. But I, you know what I mean? Like that's the point I'm making. At it's a separate canon from the manga. The manga is over, and now there's the anime hell arc and probably other anime succeeding arcs. But until they did so much damage. He did so much damage with the 1,000-Year Blood War. Like I'm not interested. Like I want to see the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, right? Animated, but only because I wanted to see things like Old Man Genocide's Bankai animated and things like that, and Ichigo's Super Bankai animated and all that sort of stuff. I'm not like the storyline itself is subpar, so I wanted to see it animated. You know what I mean, MC? I'm sure of a high quality production. I'm not worried about that. Well, if they truly retcon away the changes, fine. But the whole sick thing, no. He had see you gotta. I don't give these guys excuses because he he was public about being tired of doing Bleach, and this happened to Kishimoto by the way with Naruto. I mean, the Jump is a slave driver for this stuff. I'm surprised Oda didn't tank uh, One Piece for the same reasons, but um, you can see Kubo's work declining, even like 3 or 4 arcs before, where he stopped drawing backgrounds. If you like, go to the artwork, right? So early on, Bleach had backgrounds, right? And as he gets tired, you can see him drawing less and less backgrounds, and eventually, like the fight against uh when Ichigo goes full hollow, the best fight in the anime, to be honest, in the manga too, Urakora, right? Uh, when you'll see he doesn't draw backgrounds in the entire no Urakora, the one who looks like Goth Sasuke, the let me type it out for you. Yeah. Yeah, that and if you go look at the backgrounds in the manga, he draws nothing. They're like outlines and not even details in the background. And that was happening gradually as he got tired of doing this ongoing series. Now, what I would have said is, I mean, do what Kishimoto did, where he had Koda start doing some of the artwork. Something to alleviate, and don't just sabotage your own story because uh this whole thing about stealing their bankais and killing them was just a way to sideline these characters. we waited, we as fans waited how many years Old Man Genocide's Bankai. How many years, right? And he gets no sold and wiped out after he demonstrates it. And then we get that cool Unohana arc with the whole Zarakai thing, and they just kill her off. Now, I understand it had to happen that way, but it just felt the wrong way to, Yeah, I would agree that the Thousand Blood War is higher quality, that's for sure. But there are so many problems with the Thousand Blood War story arc that I just felt a lot of fans felt it was it let down the previous parts of the story. Like okay, so I'm not going to go crazy over, but I think we're in fair agreement on that. So. Okay, that's pretty much it for the show this week. Thanks for that article, Dempsey. You added 10 minutes onto it. Oh, I could, yeah. If I had more like pain tolerance, I would probably do. I probably could do whole shows about Naruto and Bleach. So those are two of my 5 favorite animes, along with Hellsing Ultimate OVA, Fist of the North Star, and this is tough. Star Blazers or Gotcha Man. It's tough to pick a fifth one because it's so Voltron or Robotech / Macross. I mean, I can do 10 easy and isolate, but picking a top 5, that fifth slot's tough. Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, I watched the. I know didn't they redo it or something. I never got into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So I mean, okay, I'll do a top 10. So, Bleach, Naruto. Naruto is my favorite anime, favorite manga, favorite anime. Hellsing Ultimate OVA and Hellsing. Again, that's my second favorite manga, second favorite anime, right? Hellsing. Fist of the North Star, Robotech / Macross, Gotcha Man. I go by the manga, which is one manga. So I just call it Naruto. I don't break it up. In other words, I just think I think of Shippuden as Naruto post time skip. I don't think of it as a different anime. Star Blazers. Did I say Star Blazers? So that gets me to 7. Black Lagoon. Sailor Moon. So I think that gets me to 10. And Gurren Lagann is my 10. Those are my 10. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, so the war arc Dempsey happened in Naruto because Kishimoto, again, got tired of writing Naruto. It wasn't supposed to be one final fourth war arc, okay? I never got into Attack on Titan. In Naruto, there was supposed to be another time skip after the part of the fourth war where Naruto would become like a Jonin, basically. And then, like my understanding, and don't quote me on this, was it would have been Obito, and then Madara shows up after the time skip, right? Kishimoto only invented Kaguya because he couldn't figure out for how they could beat Madara, which we could argue over, because what happened is Kaguya coming back allowed the sage to give Kishimoto to have the sage give Naruto and Sasuke that incredible power up, but he couldn't figure a way to give them that power. But you know, a lot of us have quibbled over the years with his logic and reasoning on that. and we just conclude, well, he was tired and he wanted to finish it, So I enjoy. I mean, the best episode of the whole anime is in the fourth arc. It's obviously when Naruto befriends Kurama, and that's the best episode of the whole anime, right? And it's a great moment in the manga too. The best arc in Naruto, hands down, is the pain arc, hands down. Oh no, Madara lost because he lost because of his arrogance. Madara presumed he planned for Madara lost for two reasons. Okay, one, he presumed he planned for everything, and he believed Black Zetsu really was a manifestation of him. He never questioned that. Okay, in other words, Black Zetsu showed up when he woke his Rinnegan, and he just took it as word that it was a Rinnegan power. But the real reason Madara lost, okay, it comes down to one thing, one key moment. It's one of my favorite things when an author does this in a fiction. Okay, the reason Madara lost. Okay, when a villain does something that they think is a gotcha move, but it actually helps the hero. Okay, and when Kabuto brought Madara back from as an Edo Tensei, and Kurama saw him, Kurama, who was pretty much still hating on Naruto at that time, was like, "Oh no, you didn't, motherfucker!" and immediately starts dumping chakra into Naruto. Right? In other words, Kurama had a focus on the real enemy finally when Edo Madara came back, right? Because honestly, if Madara does not get Ito'd, they win. If you think about it, I mean, leaving aside Kurama helping Naruto, okay, even without that, if Madara doesn't come back as Edo Tensei, Naruto showing up at the battlefield pretty much wins the whole thing. Well, Naruto and B, obviously, but Naruto, okay, because he wipes out the White Zetsu army, he backs them all up against the Edo zombies, but that one mistake Kabuto made, thinking he was going to be a power up, bringing back Madara, actually made Kurama said, "Oh, fuck this shit, fuck this shit." There's the enemy, and he just starts giving Naruto all the chakra. As Geki pointed out, that Naruto passed the limit on the chakra a long time ago, right? And that was cool. Now Madara was there, and Kurama was not fucking with that shit. He was like, "No, take it all, just beat this motherfucker." Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I liked. There are a lot of individual things in that fourth arc I liked. The only problem with Ito Minato is Hiranshin is a broken ability, right? Just Naruto is like beyond light speed, raw speed with KCM1 was basically won the war. Okay, if Ito Madara doesn't come back, right? And this is the reason, by the way, for those who are listening, why people say, why did Naruto never learn the Hiranshin no Jutsu, the Flying Thunder God? Because with Naruto's chakra reserves and the amount of shadow clones he could spam, no one would ever beat him. Yeah. Oh, imagine if Naruto is fighting pain, right? And yeah, he could do the Hiranshin. You don't have to, because I've read several fanfics where in one of them Naruto has mastered Sage mode, right, and befriended Kurama, right, and knows the Hiranshin. Shows up, summons a whole bunch of toads and foxes, one shots all 6 paths of pain, just one shots them in less than 5 seconds, because he Hiranshins to all of them and hits them all with a separate Rasen Shuriken before they can react. Imagine. Then there's another one where a fanfic where Naruto tries to learn Hiranshin no Jutsu but can't quite figure it out. But he does a Naruto, and he figures out how to. If he can't go someplace, he figured out how to send things through the Rancho no Jutsu, right? So he starts teleporting Rasen shurikens to his enemies and just starts vaporizing them all. Fuck. Yeah. So yeah, it's that's why Kishimoto did not give Naruto the Hiranshi no Jutsu, because Naruto is very OP. People forget this. They don't understand the dynamics Kishimoto is going for in Naruto. They complain about, like, for example, they're like, oh, Kakashi never taught Naruto anything. Yeah, he did teach Naruto quite a few things, okay? People forget Naruto was considered very good at taijutsu. That was, as Iruka Sensei says, he knows his taijutsu. He's good at taijutsu. He's good at shuriken jutsu. And graduating, maybe we give him a pass for this one jutsu because he's a master of the other two. And that's what Mizuki does his thing. So what does Kakashi teach Naruto? He continues improving his taijutsu, right? He teaches him water. He teaches him the tree climbing. And for those who complain about this, Kishimoto is explicit. Tree climbing is a Chunin level skill. The fact that the three of them, as Gen and Fresh Genin, learn tree climbing is considered beyond expectations. Okay, the other Konoha 12 members of the Konoha 12 did not learn tree climbing until far after the Team 7 did. You can argue Hinata probably knew it because she has to have the advanced chakra control for the taijutsu, and maybe Neji. But they people want to read their own stuff into this. Like, they're always like, why doesn't they all throw a lot of jutsu around? Okay, most shinobi under Kishimoto's design, they might know 5 or 6 different jutsu really well. They use 1 or 2 all the time. Okay, shinobi who use a lot of different jutsu, like Kakashi or the third Hokage or Orochimaru, are the exceptions, not the rule. But they want. So then when they go, what did Jiraiya teach Naruto on the training trip? I did multiple posts about this. He taught him basic Funinjutsu. You see Naruto using steel tags all the time. He improved his taijutsu, taught him the beginning of the Kwazakumite, the toad style. Yeah, they were just young sanin. They were all prodigies. He helped him with the Kyubi chakra. He taught him how he rounded out his education. Kishimoto commented on that Naruto was missing the sort of academic side of education. And part of editing Jiraiya's books was him learning how to read and edit and stuff like that. Who forget that little thing. Naruto became an editor of Jiraiya's books on the training trip. And when Naruto returns, because Naruto by Kishimoto's design is supposed to be the yang. He shapes stuff. He has raw energy that he shapes, and Sasuke is the yin. He can shape things, and he can make jutsu innately, but doesn't, and a lot of different varieties, but doesn't have a lot of raw energy. So he has to make very specific things, right? So Naruto's ability, and when you see with Kishimoto, he takes to a proper extreme, where you see Naruto, all the different Rasengan variants that he comes up with on the fly. That's Naruto's talent there, and fans just want Naruto to be Sasuke, basically. No, he's got to be Naruto, Sorry for the rant, guys. Yep. Yeah, eventually Naruto becomes a master of all the elements. When Naruto becomes, I'm not sure if he'll become a sage or a 6-path sage, but he is a master of all the elements by that time. And by the time he's Hokage Naruto, he's a master of yin and yang release as well. So, yeah. But I would have liked to see, like, if they ever did a reanimation of Naruto, I would like to see them get Kishimoto involved and then break up that 4th arc into what his original intent with the time skip. Maybe see Naruto as a Jonin sensei type of thing, Well, interestingly enough, Kishimoto commented that he said the Shadow Clone Jutsu was broken from the beginning. He regretted ever introducing it. Okay, People forget with Naruto's own chakra, not the Nine Tails, fresh as again, and he makes 1,000 shadow clones. That means Naruto, as a 12-year-old, has more chakra than anyone except Jiraiya of the Hidden Leaf at that time. By the time he gets to being 16 years old, right, 15 years old, okay, and Kakashi puts it very, very succinctly, and you got to go by the manga version of this, okay? No, more like mother, like son. He had Kushina's chakra reserve. Actually, to be technical about it, he had Asura's chakra reserves because he's the reincarnation that no one expected. In other words, if you go back to when Minato was sealing away the Kyuubi, right? In Naruto. So Kushina explains in the flashback that only certain Uzumaki could contain the Kyuubi. They have to have a especially potent chakra, like Mito had and Kushina had. And so when Minato comes along and realizes Kushina's dying, they need to reseal, they need to keep the Nine Tails sealed up some way, not have it dissipate for a few decades or whatever. Naruto is only half Uzumaki. He obviously doesn't know that he's Asura's reincarnate, right? Which means he has the full Sage of Six Paths physical presence, and therefore could be a Jinchuriki for all nine-tailed beasts. So he doesn't know that. So if you go back and read his wording, he's not sure all that power could be sealed away. Translation: he doesn't think that know if Naruto has Kushina's special potent chakra to contain the full Nine Tails. So he splits the Nine Tails into two and takes a gamble and puts the Yang half in Naruto, because the Yang half feeding back into Naruto will reinforce Naruto's own chakra, potentially boosting his ability to contain the Nine Tails, like a feedback loop. Okay, that was pretty nifty writing of Kishimoto. And then seals the Yin half in himself, and then uses the Reaper Death Seal so that when he dies from, so when Minato dies, people forget this. Minato was going to die from the Reaper Death Seal, obviously, but he's also going to die from putting the Kyuubi inside himself because only certain Uzumaki can contain that. So he makes sure that when he died, the Yin half of Kurama was sealed away to the Death God with him and didn't dissipate and reform into another Kurama. So they couldn't have planned. Now, if he had known Naruto inherited Kushina's, let alone let alone that he was Asura's reincarnate, he could have put all of Kurama in there and it wouldn't have mattered. And then he would have lived, and maybe Kushina could have got medical attention and possibly lived, but unlikely. He surpassed Jiraiya. That's the nature of it. Jiraiya taught him, Jiraiya wasn't just a link to his father; he was the link to the Sage of Six Paths. You had, because Gamamaru. Gamamaru is the one who taught the Sage of Six Paths Senjutsu, right? He taught Jiraiya, and Jiraiya taught Naruto, and he taught Fukasaku, right? And then Fukasaku taught Naruto. If you think of the chakra levels in the village, who could have Reaper Death Sealed away half of Kurama? Obviously, Minato and the third Hokage, Jiraiya. I'm presuming Tsunade could, even though she doesn't have enough chakra as any of them. I'm presuming that. Well, I'm presuming that she knows enough Funajitsu to be able to do the Reaper. If she made the forehead seal, I can't remember right now what it's called. The healing seal. She can make that, and I'm sure she could do enough Funajitsu. Those are the only ones I could think of who have enough chakra to outright, do what they did. But this was a split-up conversation. What were we talking? What was I talking about? Minato. This whole thing about the Reaper Death Seal and the stealing away of the Nine Tails was a spin-off of something I was saying, but then I went back to it. Oh well, whatever. Yeah. Also, it's 4 o'clock, so the Naruto discussion. I could talk about Naruto for days and days. Okay. Anyone else have any other questions? Yeah. And if no one ever saw it, I did a video called "Why Boruto Sucks." Okay. Um, the reason Boruto as a manga or anime sucked, the same reason. Well, the anime is horrible. The anime is like 10 times worse than the manga. But the same reason that Korra, the Legend of Korra sucks, because those two successor products shit all over the story in the original. If the story in Boruto about Momoshiki coming and all that had occurred 200 years later, well, wasn't well the whole point of the ninja tools was to show that the Otsutsuki were living ninja tools. You know what I mean? So it was that was the comparison there. My problem was all the peace and the peace and the prosperity that Naruto and Sasuke achieved by their sacrifices. People forget that Naruto and Sasuke were the two main characters of Naruto. Um, they resolved the feud between the brothers. They were going to establish Ninshu. They were going to protect the world. You're right. All that peace, and then it all gets thrown away by Boruto. Just discarded, right? Like if it had ended when Naruto and Sasuke defeated Momoshiki, I would have been okay with it. But then you come along with Ishiki and and now, oh my god, what do they have, like thousands of mini jubies running around that are absorbing people or whatever. Uh, uh. You know, they had to do a nerf of Naruto and Sasuke, like literally let them not use their abilities for the whole arc to even happen. You know, but yeah. So like, if you go by the manga, the Momoshiki fight happened like in the first 10 issues of the manga, like issue 7 or something like that, right? Well, the anime decided to pad it out and make everyone hate Boruto by having the final year of the academy arc, which didn't happen in the manga, right? So, but if well, I agree and disagree on Supernatural. The one problem, so Supernatural had its 5 year. Well, remember that fifth year ending. He didn't come up with that till the middle of the third season. Okay, he had no plan until in the third season. He came up with this whole "let's do the apocalypse" basically, right? And so when they brought back Supernatural, he didn't come up with a plan for the rest of the show until 2 or 3 seasons later. So he just wandered around for season 6 and 7. And we did get Soulless Sam and Demon Dean and all that, so that was pretty cool. But by the time Kripke figured out the end of the show arc, which was about season 8 and 9, right? I kind of agree. Like if it ended of season 5, it would have been good, but it wasn't going to because the rate. It had tremendous ratings. It just wasn't going to end. So if it wasn't going to end, he should have immediately planned out another arc, right? Instead, he just said, "We'll just." He thought they might get 1 or 2 seasons, so he said, "Let's just do a bunch of good standalone episodes," not thinking that the show would continue to grow in popularity, right? So that was a miscalculation on Kripke's part. Yeah. Like I would agree, ending at season 5 would, but it wasn't going to because the WB, was it WB at the time, was like, no, this show's too popular. We're going to keep renewing it. You know. Well, that's the one thing about Supernatural, whereas the long term storyline from season 6 to 9 or so are subpar. There are a ton of every season has 2 or 3 great standalone episodes, right? Like, do you remember the one where Dean kills Hitler? It was season 8 or something like that. And then it was a running joke for like a year. Like every time they would so when Dean kills Hitler after Hitler tries to come back from the dead, like for multiple episodes after that, the running joke was, yeah, Sam, you may have beat that demon, but I killed Hitler. It's like that was hilarious. And then probably the funniest episode, which might have been season 4 or later, was the one with Neil before Todd, where that little kid was like went on a power trip because he got Superman powers or something, and he was running like Neil before Todd. I was like, oh my god, that was great. The episode where that was good. The team was real coin. Then the episode where Gabriel traps them in the TV show universe, and they're going to a TV show after TV show. That was pretty cool. But I think that might have been season 3 or 4. There's oh god. The episode where Demon Dean meets the Frankenstein family. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? So Supernatural, for those who don't know, had 2 final episodes, right? Mark Kane Dean was good, yeah. Well, Demon Dean. The episode where the second to final episode was where they ended the plot with, God as being Jack becoming God and all that, right? The final episode was the epilogue where Dean is dead and meets Bobby and all, and where Sam grows old and eventually meets Dean. That episode was supposed to be even more than that because there was a COVID thing going on at the time, or the writer's strike, one of the two, and they wanted to get Jeffrey Dean Morgan back and the mom back and a lot of past actors. So when Sam and Dean are in heaven, you can see them all meeting up and having a cool thing and all that. And it would have made that, as it was probably one of the top 5 final episodes of all time, right? But if they had been able to get everyone back for it, like, another great episode when they had the alternate universe where Sam and Dean and their mom and dad got together and had the family dinner. I think it was in season 14 maybe or 13. I literally cried in that episode because that was basically Sam and Dean getting to meet their parents as adults, and which they never got. It's the same thing that happened with Naruto, where he got to meet Minato and then Kushina, and those are the most heart-wrenching moments. And then when he said goodbye to Minato at the end of the 4th War, those are the most heart-wrenching moments in Naruto to me, And then, but that there's a lot of great episodes in Supernatural, standalone episodes. I mean, Yeah, if they were ever to do a real Supernatural prequel, right? I would do a show called The Legend of John Winchester, okay? Which is John Winchester with young Sam and Dean after the mother is killed, right? And do a very short form, like 12 episodes per season, right? Because you can't go too much with this. Because John Winchester appears, I don't even think he appears in even 10 episodes, right? But he becomes such a legendary character just by his presence in the show, even when he's not in the show, right? When he's only in flashbacks and whatever. And the reason for that, as Kripke said, John Winchester knew all the information about what was going on with the apocalypse. So he couldn't appear in the show because he would tell them, oh, this is what's happening. And they could have stopped it before all the gates got opened, But I liked Wayward Sisters. I thought that would have been a cool spinoff. What? So they're talking about doing a follow-up show to Supernatural. I don't know if you watched that that spinoff they did with the alternate universe, which I wasn't a big fan of. But the end of it came with an interesting idea. So what happened is the dimensional aliens or whatever in the spinoff show were one of the things that Chuck made, like the Leviathans, hid them away in purgatory and all that. Apparently, Chuck made a bunch of stuff like that. When Jack restored, I skim watched it. So basically, when Jack restored the entire multiverse, he just put it back like that. He didn't go back from planet to planet and he put everything back that Chuck had wiped out, right? So that means even the stuff Chuck had created that was horrible, like the Leviathans, they're back in purgatory, right? So the evil transdimensional aliens that showed up in the Supernatural spinoff were something Chuck made, another one of Chuck's failed projects, right? So that's why Dean went to deal with this, because they had no way to stop them without knowing about Chuck, and what they had to look for that. So at the end, Jack shows up after they're defeated and takes Dean back to heaven and have a conversation. Now, if they were going to do a legitimate follow up to Supernatural, it would be 12 episodes per season at most, and it would be the like Dead Sam and Dead Dean and Dead Bobby hunting down Chuck's like all of Chuck's sort of mess ups that are left on different worlds, so you could have different variations on the story, and you know, and you could all have all the mythology and explore, like the Titans trapped in Tartarus, for example, or there's a lot of horror shows in mythology out there, that Supernatural never touched upon, Ragnarok, or with the frost giants and the cold and all that. There's a lot they could really go on, and if they were to do a follow up to Supernatural, right, that's what I would like to have seen, right, where Jack says, "Okay, guys, I want to put you together as a team to go around and all these different worlds and find all this crap that Chuck made that's going to fuck everything up and get rid of it," So that's kind of that will be the only follow up to Supernatural I'd like to see. Well, or Wayward Sisters, but see, the thing is, that would have been a cool story, I guess, too. Yeah, I watched that. I watched the anime. Okay, it's 4:15. I've been rambling on a bit with stuff, which is fine. It's cool content. Yeah, I mean, it was, it was a way to bring Bobby back because they realized they killed him off too soon, and that's the fundamental truth of it, Supernatural has a habit of killing characters off for the sake of the short-term plot that they would have been better off not killing off. How many times did they bring back Crowley because they killed him off too early? They had to bring Gabriel back twice because they killed him off too early. But anyway, so I'm going to wrap it up, guys. It's 4:17. I have the real world stuff I got to do. I think Roman's on Father Martin's live stream will start at the same time as mine. If that's long, going to go and hop over to him. Oh yeah, I love Rufus. Yeah, they killed Rufus off way too soon. Remember Rufus? They killed all those characters off, and I was like, why are you killing them off so soon? I think the actor who played Rufus is dead now. Let me check. Stevenson. I like that actor. He was in 21 Jump Street. He was in one of the Friday 13th films. Stephen Williams. No, he's still alive. I thought he had died. He's 75. He was on the original Equalizer, I believe. Yeah. Yep. He was on a guest on the X-Files. Let's get to his career. So this is Stephen Williams. You should be seeing any second on the thing. Yep. He played obviously Rufus. Let's go to his film now. Cooley High is a really good movie. It was the basis of the show What's Happening. Okay, it's a pretty good movie. He was in a Blue Brothers as one of the troopers. That's an all-time great movie. He was in Dr. Detroit, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Follows on the movie Missing in Action 2. I remember him in that. House, yeah. This is a horror movie, House, not the TV show House. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. He was in that one. That was pretty. It's one of the better Friday 13th films. 13th. 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 Yeah, I remember this Walker Texas Ranger TV movie. I remember that. Which Three Musketeers was this? Oh, that's a kung fu film. Yeah, so he's had a good career. And here's his TV, Dukes of Hazzard, all this Wizards and Warriors, all the cool shows he was in. So this is a guy who's been around, you know. In any case, I do want to wrap it up, Dempsey, because my voice is starting to go a little bit talking by myself for this hour and a half. And I got some real life stuff I got to do, including log into work in an hour or so to get ready for the weekend. So check out Dempsey's music. I'm not sure who else. Because of the way YouTube has changed, so check out Dempsey's music. Everyone else who joined me today, thank you for listening. If you're listening later, like the stream, share it out there. I'll be back next Friday Fandemonium. I want you all to have a great weekend. Stay safe out there.